I know that a life without love is no life at all.
That moment when you kiss someone and everything around you becomes hazy, and the only thing in focus is you and this person. And you realize that that person is the only person that you're supposed to kiss for the rest of your life. And for one moment, you get this amazing gift. And you want to laugh and you want to cry. Because you feel so lucky that you found it and so scared that it'll go away all at the same time.
You are everything I never knew I always wanted. I'm not even sure what that means exactly, but I think it has something to do with the rest of my life.
That's why they call them crushes. If they were easy, they call them something else.
Because when you realize you want to spend the rest of your life with somebody, you want the rest of your life to start as soon as possible.
There are millions of people out there, but in the end, it all comes down to one.
If you love someone, you say it. You say it right then, out loud. Otherwise, the moment just
Passes you by.
passes you by.
And don't forget, I'm also just a girl standing in front of a boy, asking him to love her.
When I got his text, my whole world crashed. On Wednesday, March 18th, between 6:13 and 6:30, he texted me and he said that he's not happy anymore. And I couldn't understand what he was saying because how could he not be happy? I mean, what is there to be unhappy about? We have such a happy and loving relationship. So I'm like, it has to be something else. Like, what are you happy about? And he said that he's just not happy with himself. And I was like, okay, so we can work through this as a couple. That's what we do. We work through things. And then I said, okay, well, like, what does that mean for us? Like, you're not happy, what does that mean? And he says, a break for the time being. And, like, it felt like I lost all of the air in my body. I couldn't breathe. It felt like I was literally dying. Because I never once imagined that I wouldn't be with him and he wouldn't be with me. And it doesn't even sound real to say it still. It still doesn't even feel real. 3 months later. So he tells me that we're going on a break, and I just don't even have my words. It's like everything is stripped out of you. It feels like you have nothing left. And he texted me and then he said, we can talk about this more tonight if you want, because he was at work at the time when he texted me that. And I didn't even respond to that text message. We can talk about it tonight if you want. I didn't respond to a break for the time being, and I didn't respond to we can talk about it tonight if you want, because I didn't even believe that he was texting me. I thought like someone took his phone or something and was like sending that as a joke. I couldn't believe that he would be texting me that after everything that we've been through and everything that we've done together. He's gonna text me that. It's like I didn't believe it, so I didn't even show attention to it. I didn't respond. And then the next day, he didn't text me in the morning, he didn't call me, he didn't do anything like that. So I was like, okay, what? This isn't normal. So then I texted him and I said like, I need to see you today. And he went in at work at 5 that day. So I think I met him at like 4:15 probably. So we talked for like 10 minutes maybe before he had to leave to go to work. And he just basically said that, you know, like part of him doesn't love me anymore. And like hearing that from somebody who you would literally die for, oh my God, it is the worst feeling in the whole world. It is seriously the worst feeling in the whole world. Because I'm just thinking to myself, like, how can he not love me? How can he do this? That's what I'm thinking. And I've suppressed it so much that I have tried to forget everything about that day because of everything. But I remember that I couldn't even look at him when he got in my car for us to talk. Like, I couldn't even look at him because I was like, I was so broken and shocked that I was looking at the same person that I once said I love you to. And now he could say this to me. How the one person that you share everything with and you make all these plans to do with can one day say, I don't love you anymore, and that he doesn't want anything to do with you. It's like, how can that just happen? Like, boom, one day, when the night before everything's perfect. At least I thought. And then one day he's just gone. I brought up how he said that we were on a break, and his words were, we're not really on a break. We're still dating, we're still together, we're just not talking for the time being. So I take that as, okay, we're still dating, we're just giving each other space for like a few days. We're just not talking for a few days so he can clear his mind, because I'm clear on where I'm at and how much I love him and how much I'm here But obviously he's not, and he needs time for himself to focus on him. So I said, okay. So it was somewhat reassuring, but not really, because him telling me that we're still dating, but after he told me that he doesn't like love me anymore, like part of him doesn't love me anymore, it's all very confusing. And I just, like this is awful. It's like, it is such a horrible feeling. He told me that I could call him if I wanted to, like if I needed to talk to him, like during this so-called not time of speaking. He said that I could call him if I needed to talk to him. And like, of course I needed to talk to him. Like, I wanted to talk to him. I wanted to see how he was doing, because that's what type of person I am. I'm like all hands on deck about the people that I love, and I will sacrifice anything to help that person and make them feel better. So I wanted to call and see that he's okay and see how he's doing, and I wanted to just ask him, I'm like, can you give me more of an answer as to why you're doing this? Like, is it something that I did wrong? Is it something that is bothering you about me? And he would never give me like an answer. He wouldn't give me an answer. He would just say, I don't feel like talking. Like, I don't want to talk anymore. He said, I just want to go to bed, and I just want to be done with this. Like, he doesn't want to talk to me. So it's like, it's leaving me with no answers as to why this is happening. And like, for this entire time, till I got the real answer as to why he was doing this, I spent so many days, like, it's like a week, recalling everything over the past 2 years. Everything that I've said or done, and I'm trying to pinpoint a time where I could have done something wrong. I'm trying to think about a time where I wasn't good enough for him, because it makes me feel like I did something wrong, and he's not telling me like what I did wrong. I'm just trying to figure out why and how he could do this to someone. And I couldn't figure it out. I figure out everything, and I know everything, and I could not figure this out, and it was driving me crazy. Like, I wasn't sleeping, I wasn't eating, I wasn't doing any of my schoolwork. I had missing assignments, late assignments. Like, I had no motivation left in my body because I was seriously so exhausted from trying to figure out the answers. I never once would have left Graham. I would have never left him and made him feel like this, because I just loved him so much. And I would never think for 1 second that there's something better out there, that someone else could make me feel how I felt with him. And then the fact that he thought that there's something better out there, and that she could give him what I've given him and what my family's given him, is just shocking. exactly a month after Graham texted me that he wasn't happy anymore, I got a text from him. And it was just saying, like, I thought I'd be happy. I thought I'd be happy without you. I thought that I could do it. But like, I'm just miserable. Basically summing it up, he's just not happy without me, is what he said. And I was the first thought to myself, I was like, well, duh, like, finally you came to your senses. Like, I thought then he was just having like a moment where he didn't know what he wanted, and he just had like a oof moment where things were just unclear to him. And I was like, okay, so let's talk about this. And he came back for a week. It was exactly a week after that text message. We had talked for a week. It was really awkward, I thought, because I still have my guards up so high, because I was like, he's so unpredictable right now. I don't know what to expect. I don't know how much to let him in, because I don't want to be hurt again. And mind you, by the time that he texted me about like a month later, I wasn't so much better, but I was better. It was like a month without him, and I told myself, okay, I can do this. Like, I can work through this. I can be strong, and I can put on a strong face, and I can hide my emotions, and I will be good and act like I'm fine. And I started to act that way for so long that it started to become who I am. I was like, okay, I can do this. I'm totally fine. Because I didn't want to be hurt again. So when he came back for that week, we had talked and it was fine. And he told me when he came back for that week, a month later, I would call him after, or he would call me after he got off work, and I'd say like, how was your day? Was everything good? And he said, it's so much better. He told me that his days were so much better at work, and he was so much happier because he had me back, and he was able to talk to me and know that I would be there for him like I was before. And that was like reassuring to hear. It was like, okay, so you do appreciate me and how much I'm here for you. You do appreciate that. That's what I was thinking. And then it came around to being a week, exactly on the week anniversary of him coming back or whatever. I was just talking to him about everything, and I just said that I don't want you to talk to her, and I don't want you to communicate with her, like, at all. Like, there's just no need for it. Like, if you are telling me at this moment that you love me and you want to be with me and I'm your everything, there's no reason that there should be somebody else that you need to talk to on a level like you're talking to me. It's not needed. If you are in a relationship, that other person is your person. That's the person that you talk to if you're going through something. That's the person you talk to when you need anything. Like, there's no need for someone else on the side, because that just makes me feel like I'm not good enough. I'm not good enough for you. You need two people to talk through your problems with or your feelings with. And I went through this, like, that whole month feeling like I wasn't good enough, and I was trying to figure out how I could be better. And then I just, like, realized that I am good enough. And I gave him everything that my entire body had to offer. All of my love and care and support for somebody was all invested into him. Every single second, every single hour, every single minute of the day, it was devoted to him, 1000%. And for him to think that someone else could give him what I gave him, it's just like, you are so blind, dude. Like, that's what I'm thinking this whole entire time. And what I just said was what I expressed to him that day. And then exactly that week, the day of that week, it was the Monday after Easter that day. He said that the only reason that he came back to me is because he felt sorry for me. I mean, how can you do that to somebody? How? Like, I was doing just fine. Like, I was getting better. I don't need you to feel sorry for me. I'm a strong woman. I can do things on my own. And for you to come back and show me an ounce of love for that week and then make me feel like, okay, we can work through this. I can be with you 100% again. And then for you to tell me that you just felt sorry for me? Like, what? That's so wrong. That's so wrong. I mean, how could you do that to somebody? And then I asked him, I was like, oh my God, like, I felt like I literally got hit by like 10 semis in a row. I was like, holy crap, you did not just say that to my face. Like, you did not just say that to me. Like, what? And I asked him, I said, you were just gonna like make me think this whole time that you really wanted me and you wanted to be back with me? Like, oh my God. I was like, when were you gonna tell me? And he said I was gonna tell you eventually. Like, you do not know who your significant other is. Like, seriously, you don't know who they are. Like, I thought that I knew him inside and out, and I never would have thought that he would say that to me. I was gonna tell you eventually. Like, wow, you were gonna make me think that whole time for however long you were gonna keep that from me. Like, that's so messed up. Seriously, that's so messed up. Like, thinking about it now, 3 months later, when my mind is a bit clearer, just looking at that and like replaying that same day in my head, like, what the hell? Like, that's so messed up. It's so messed up. Like, nothing about that whole situation was fine. Like, nothing about it. At that one point when he said that, I seriously said, like, just get out of my house. Like, I grabbed his stuff, I grabbed his wallet and his keys, and I'm like, just get out of my house. Like, I was just so, it's such a weird feeling because it sounds so twisted, but like when you hear that from somebody, it's like, why do you still want to be like hugged by them, but you still want them, you want nothing to do with them at the same time. It's like, it's the weirdest bundle of emotions that travel through your body when you're going through a breakup. And I'm making this video for everybody out there who is dealing with a breakup, because I will tell you that you are not alone. Every single feeling that you're feeling, I'm feeling it with you. Like, your body will go through sadness, and then you'll be angry, and at times you'll be happy, and then you'll be mad, and then you hate him, and then you love him, and it's just so exhausting. And you feel like it's never gonna end. And I promise you that it was going to end. I promise you. Like, yes, you're looking at me now and it's 3 months later and I'm still crying, but it's because I'm bringing back all of those memories that I've suppressed for so long. And I've tried not to let them out, and I don't cry anymore, and I'm just thinking about it like makes you cry. Because it just reminds you that they're not in your life anymore. It's just, when I was going through my breakup, I didn't want to hear, it's gonna get better, screw him, forget him, his loss. Like, you don't want to hear that. I don't want to hear that. I want to hear other people's stories because it makes you feel like you're not alone. Like, my mom would tell me about her breakups, and my sister would tell me all about her breakups that she had in high school, and it's like, it just reassures you that you're not alone. And I know that there's so many people out there that don't have people to talk to like I did. Like, some people don't have a mom or a dad or a brother or a sister or a grandparent that they can talk to and get advice from. So I'm making this video because if my story can help you at all, then I'm willing to show myself on the internet like this and help you through such a horrible time, because I know from the bottom of my heart what you're feeling. I promise you I do, I promise. And even though I didn't want to hear it's gonna get better, I'm gonna tell you guys that it's gonna get better, because I promise you it will. Every single day you get better. I promise you. There's gonna be days when, you know what, it's just not a good day and you just cry. I'll admit it. There are days where it's just not a good day, like 2 months after it, 3 months after it. It's like, there's some days where it's not a good day. And then there's other days where it's a great day, and you're gonna realize that the more great days are coming, the less sad days that you have. Just know this, that if they left you for someone else, you didn't do anything wrong. You didn't do anything wrong. I promise you, you didn't. They are just so blinded from your love. I truly believe that he just took me and my family for granted, and for 1 second thinking that someone else is gonna love him like I loved him. He is totally lost. Go ahead and like tell your family that it's because I found someone else. Go ahead and tell your friends like, oh yeah, I cut everything off with her before I did anything with this other person. Like, go ahead and say all that. And you know what? Like, the people who I have shared the story with, which is very small, I'm a very private person, I've shared it with my mom and my sister and my best friend. That's it. That's it. Like, I can't even talk about it. So it's like, the people who I've shared it with, you know, and the people that hear both sides, you know, it's just, who are you gonna believe, you know? Like, I don't know. You know what? I'm just at that point, like, if you're gonna believe that side and believe whatever he says, like, go ahead. Like, seriously, I'm done trying to please everybody all the time and trying to look perfect in everyone's eyes, because it's so freaking exhausting. I never want to be interpreted as someone that I'm not. It's just, I would have never left Graham, and I didn't leave him. He left me. would have never, ever, ever pictured my life without him. I just loved him so, so much, and I wanted my life to start with him, like as soon as possible. Like I couldn't even wait. I was so excited to just have eternal life with someone who I loved with every ounce of my body. So that is my story, and I'm sorry if any of it sounded a little confusing. Whenever you think about a breakup, your whole mind just kind of gets jumbled, and everything around you just seems to have a fog over it. Part of me believes that my heart won't ever be the same. I'm scared to love anyone like I loved him. I'm scared to give my 100% in any relationship because I feel like I'm gonna be broken again. Because I feel like if someone like him is able to break my heart, then anyone can break my heart. That's what it feels like. But I'm really gonna try. I'm gonna try to keep being me and love so deeply like I do, because I think that's what makes me me, and I think that one day someone's going to appreciate it and not take me for granted. I want everyone out here to know, again, I'm making this video for everyone who wants to hear someone else's story like I did, and who wants advice from somebody. Like, if you guys have anything at all that you guys want to talk about, just comment it down below and I will like help you through it as much as I can and give you advice that I may not have shared in this video, but I'll add more in the comments if you guys need anything. I promise you, it's gonna get better. Even though you don't think it will, I didn't think it did either. I seriously thought that I was dying. You feel like there's just nothing left in you, and you feel like you're never gonna get better. But I promise you that you will. I promise you. I just take it day by day. And every day gets a little bit better. I promise.